Hi guys, thank you for joining me. For this week's reading, I will be working with the spellcasting oracle cards. So let's see what messages are coming through. As always, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. So let's see what are the energies for this week and what needs to come through. Okay, as I'm shuffling, I just heard shocking revelation. So for many of you, you're going to come across some news or some information that's going to be shocking for you. Okay. Another one, just one more, please. Okay. All right. So the first card we have is lighten your load. Okay, look at this picture. So, I feel like some of you have a lot of pressure, with regards to your family, with regards to your finances. I'm picking these two things very strongly, family and finances, okay? You're very concerned about the direction that you're going. How long can you sustain? Can this work for me? Will it work for me? But you're focused on the goal, okay? But there's a lot of pressure and there are timelines, because it's like, if I don't meet up within these timelines, then I will suffer, or it will be difficult for me in terms of money. These are the two things that are coming very strong with this. Now, some of you, okay, in fact, many of you are basically empaths. So in the past, I feel like you carried this weight, for others, whatever. They just kind of loaded their energy, their stuff, right, onto you. And you carried this burden for them, right? Now, a lot of empaths will do that, or a lot of people who are in codependent relationships will do that, especially if you were a child and you were not validated for your feelings, or you were one of those neglected children that were not, you had to earn love, or you had to, you just felt isolated in some shape and form. Then you have these people pleasing tendencies, right, where you just carry their load. What I've learned on my journey is everyone has their higher self, everyone has their angels, everyone has their guides, right? And as a light worker, as much as you want to help, you can absolutely help them, but then there needs to be boundaries, and there needs to be your self-respect is of utmost importance, and never lose that, okay? So you can be there at the same time. Don't enmesh your energies, and don't let anyone cross your boundaries, because especially if you're dealing with narcissistic people, then there are no boundaries. They don't know any boundaries. They will break every boundary that's yours. So but it's up to you to make sure that those boundaries are enforced and your well-being is considered, because like, if you're not taking care of yourself, who will? Okay, so that's very important to understand. So I feel with this card is, there needs to be some release. There needs to be some form of, I can't do this anymore. This is not my responsibility. A lot of times you will understand in certain relationships that you're carrying on stuff, or you're trying to deal with other people's stuff that ain't your stuff to start with. So you gotta be very clear about that, because in some ways, see, if you're trying to, what we call, help them, you're hindering their progress, because a lot of people have their own soul lessons and their soul journey to go through. And when we try to interfere and we say, okay, I'll help you with this, or I'll unload it for you, or whatever you're trying to help them, it's like you're also taking away their soul lessons, which they have to go through, just like you went through your soul lessons, okay? So this is very important to understand. But I do feel with this card is, you are you are not willing to carry this, okay? You are not, and your angels want you to know that it's time to lighten this load. It's time to let this go. Whatever it is that you're carrying within you, whether it's worries, whether it's fears, whether it's these insecurities and doubts and, you know, old programming of, you know, people making you feel a certain way or limitations. It's time to let that go, okay? The next card we have is Strength. I love this card, so beautiful. So I feel with this card like you are transforming. And I also feel like you have this greater wisdom now. You see these antlers on her? It's like she's got these antler kind of ears or something. And it's like you have this, you know, it looks like this antenna or this radar where you're picking up things at a distance. Like if someone comes to you with a bunch of bullshit, like I feel like you can pick that up, okay? With this Strength card, you know your power, you've discovered your strength. And I love how she's holding these baby cubs. I'm sorry, it's not very clear in this, but I hope you can see it. She's holding on to these little lion cubs. And it's like you're holding those things that are precious to you, dear to your heart. Dear to your heart. You're taking care of those things that are things like family. Things like whatever it is that is close to your heart, whatever it is that you're passionate about, you're nurturing that. You're not allowing your energies to be all over. You are in your strength. You are balanced. When I look at this card, I see this as your past. So for many of you, this is where you were in the past, you know, doing this and doing that and spreading yourself thin and always kind of drained and always tired and not understanding why you're drained, why you're tired, why do you feel the way you feel. But with this Strength, it's like, I've got the clarity. I understand where I've gone wrong. I understand what I can do differently now. I understand what means the most to me and what I need to let go. Guys, this is very important to understand. Where do you stand in every relationship? What's gonna work for you? What's not good for you? Should you invest more time in certain situations? Should you back off? That's important to know when to go right in and when to say, no, you know what, that's not mine. That's not mine to deal with. So I feel with this Strength card, there is clarity, there is expansion, and you are working on things that are close to you. I'm also drawn to this butterfly on her leg, okay? You're transforming the way you're seeing things. The way you saw things in the past and the way you're seeing things now are completely different. Completely different. So the first card feels like a different energy, and this feels like a totally different person. Maybe you even feel like a different person. Now the third card is Home. Home. And you know, with this card, this quote comes to mind, you know, it goes like, home is where the heart is, or something like that, right? So I feel like, first of all, many of you, because of everything that's going around in the world, you are spending a lot of time at home. You may be decluttering, you may be clearing things within your house, like your closets or your shelves or your drawers, or you feel called to do that. I definitely feel called to do that. I still gotta clean up my stuff here. When I look at this card, it's coming to me. But yeah, I feel like, and some of you have this pretty garden, you know, in front of your house, or a pretty backyard, or there's a little, you know, like garden near your house or something like that, and you like to spend time there, and that's very healing for you. So what am I getting with this? Yeah, I'm getting that you're coming back home. That's what I'm hearing. You're coming back home. And for many of you, you know, since you were a child, it's almost like the feeling that I'm getting is there was a lack of self-identity. Because everyone around you wanted to be this or that, or be this person or be that person, and you're totally lost in that. You're confused. It's like, who am I? And this question of who am I among all these different labels and among all these different expectations of what I should be and how I should live my life and how I should think and what's right for me. It's like everyone else decided for you. But now you're in this space of, I'm coming back home. I'm coming back to myself. I am finding myself, those parts of me that I don't know why I'm getting sold off. It's like those parts of you that were ripped off, those parts of you that were taken away, and you didn't even have a say in that. You didn't even have like a choice. There was no choice at that time. But it's like there is this realization that I do have a choice and I do have a voice and I can choose. I can choose who can be a part of this feeling of, you make me feel like home, you make me feel safe. You know, when you say you make me feel like home to someone, what basically you're telling that person, you make me feel safe in every way. So there is this clarity of what feels like home and what's not. And I feel like you're chucking out a lot of stuff with this. You're not in this energy. There's a lot of clarity. The two cards kind of tell me, and the third card, oh wow. I mean, I just wanted to kind of see the bottom of the deck, and we have inspiration. Do you see this, guys? So beautiful. Inspiration. As you lighten up, as you let go of thoughts, past disappointments, wounds, people, situations, things that don't serve you, that don't feel like home, that don't feel safe. I feel one of the greatest ways to judge a situation, if that situation is for you or not, is check your anxiety levels. Okay, how do you feel? How does a person feel? That is the way I always tell, you know, when people ask me, how do I judge this? I'm like, how do you feel? Does that person make you feel expanded, or do you get knots in your stomach and, you know, tightening in your throat? That's the simplest way. You don't even need to go to a psychic to find out if this is working for me or not. You do your own body check, guys, and your body will never lie. I find that when I'm with the wrong, you know, the people that are not right for me or situations, I actually get physically sick. My stomach is super sensitive and my gut becomes a mess because it's just like you're in the wrong. It's like, you know, all alarm bells are ringing. It's not the right situation. It's not the right situation for you. So my body automatically reacts in a certain way and tells me, that's it, you can't. Okay, so I feel as you are releasing, you are an inspiration. You are this, you know, this beautiful fairy-like being. You see the light that's coming, that's in her, around her, that's coming through her hands. That's who you are. And everything else and everyone else who put all these labels and these expectations and what you should or shouldn't be is just a bunch of, you know, it's like layers. You wear layers or layers and layers of clothing over your true self. And here you are shining. You are shining bright. And, you know, just like she's shining bright and there's darkness around her, you're like that candle that lights up the room. You've always been that. Even if when others invalidated you and did not see the true essence of who you are. But these cards, this is telling you it's time that you see it yourself. Guys, if you don't appreciate yourself, if you don't love yourself, nobody will. It starts with you. That like that you're looking for, that's your like. That's that heart that you're looking for, that's your heart. Don't wait for others, because there will always be people who will not like you. No matter what you do, no matter how kind you are, no matter how sweet you are, no matter how loving you are, it's not going to work for you. It starts with you. It starts with you loving and appreciating yourself and understanding your journey. But I'm really loving this because I feel like you've gained clarity. For some of you, you're gonna move home, okay? You're gonna shift, you're gonna move to a new location. For some of you, there is a new work situation. You're gonna start something new, and that's gonna be amazing. It's gonna bring a lot of blessings in your life. There is a lot of change. However I look at this card, things have shifted. What was in the past and what is now is totally different. I always say that 2020 is an eye-opener. It opened your eyes, it opened your mind. What's working for you, what's not working for you, what do we need to change in our lives. But it looks good. You're headed in the right direction, and these cards are a confirmation. So thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I will see you next week.